Hello, we're the PNC Newsgirls, Mia.
And Maya, reading the news 6 days a week because you're too lazy.
Canada Day, September 23rd, 2023.
Okay. This is Germany's situation thanks to this despicable attitude of its government. It is no wonder that the timid look around in terror and say, "There's nothing more that we can do because we are defenseless." That is where our task began. We are stressed that the real value of a nation lies not in its inanimate weapons, but in its living will. If it lacks the will to defend itself, all weapons in the world are of no avail. Adolf Hitler. There was no weird words, and I still managed to mess it up.
Here we go. Mexico on track to have its first Jewish female president. The way things stand now, Mexico is headed to elect its first woman president next year. The two leading candidates in the polls for the 2024 election are Claudia Sheinbaum, Mexico City's former mayor, and I'm not gonna even try that. A senator representing the center-right opposition bloc. It's got X and accented O.
XG. Because that's the first letter of XG. Oh,
I think the last name's like Galvez.
Galvez.
I don't know.
But how do you even say an
X? Accent O, chi, H, I.
Why'd you say chi instead of CH?
I thought I said.
You said chi.
Oh. Well, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Anyways.
No, not even gonna spell it out.
New reports suggest Disney CEO Iger wants to quiet the noise surrounding culture war, not healthy for the company's business. I don't really want to engage in the specifics except to say that it's not good. It's not our goal to be involved in a culture war. Our goal is to continue to tell wonderful stories and have a positive impact on the world. You know, we are a preeminent entertainer in the world, and we're proud of our track record there. The notion that Disney is in any way sexualizing children, quite frankly, is preposterous and inaccurate.
Sure.
Considering they're saying that because Snow White's 14 and then the dude's like 32 or something.
No, they're just...
Oh, the other... Yeah.
They're just, like, the whole entire company. Like, literally anything
Disney
that you look into.
Is doing things.
Anyways, the federal government should not be held hostage for Ukraine funding Senator Rand Paul. When will the aid requests end? When will the war end? Can someone explain that what victory in Ukraine looks like? President Biden certainly can't. His administration has failed to articulate a clear strategy or objective in this war, and Ukraine's long-awaited counteroffensive has failed to make meaningful gains in the east.
Yeah. Kyle Rittenhouse attacker Gage Grosskreutz, who took a bullet for BLM, injured in hit and run. Kyle Rittenhouse attacker Gage Grosskreutz. I pronounced it better the first time, and now I don't know what I said.
I don't remember either. It doesn't matter that much.
Was allegedly run down by a black man victim of white supremacy in a hit and run, leaving him with a lacerated liver and multiple broken bones.
Alright then, poll column. Ken Paxton's Tucker Carlson interview and Texas's Vichy Republicans' war against conservatives. One would think that in a red state like Texas, election fraud and other chicanery wouldn't be a problem. However, Austin, San Antonio, and Houston are all hard left, and leftists control the election systems in those cities. Paxton was trying to sue to correct fraud there, and when he got to court, he won. So the Karl Rove/Bush branch of the Republican Party via judicial flat stopped that.
Okay. FBI informant created one of the largest Nazi groups in American history. An FBI informant co-funded one of the largest and oldest neo-Nazi organizations in U.S. history, the National Socialist Movement, a group connected to numerous crimes and violent events, including the deadly 2017 Charlottesville Unite the Right rally, according to previously unpublicized records reviewed by Headline USA.
House GOP points out the interesting email involving Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, and Bob Menendez. But it turns out that there's also an interesting Joe and Hunter Biden connection to Bob Menendez, as the House GOP was quick to point out. It further shows the deep relationship of Hunter Biden's Rosemont Science partner, Eric Schwerin, with Joe Biden. As we reported, the House Democrats recently made a huge admission acknowledging that Schwerin had been involved in taking care of Joe Biden's finances, but it was much more than that.
Okay. Wisconsin forces female inmates to live with man who raped his 10-year-old daughter. Mark Campbell is a registered sex offender convicted of first-degree sexual assault for raping his 10-year-old daughter. Thanks to the state of Wisconsin, he is now housed in a women's prison in Fond du Lac. I don't know how you say that.
Exceptional Russian harvest lowers global wheat prices. Wheat prices have declined to a 3-year low due to an exceptionally strong yield in Russia, which is helping to fill the export gap left by the shortfall from Ukraine, the Financial Times reported on Thursday.
Yeah. British MPs are trying to cancel Russell Brand. But why? What would prompt the government to overstep like this? There's really only one answer to that. The overstep was the whole point. Either Russell Brand is being generally persecuted to establish this precedent, or it's a manufactured drama being used to establish the precedent. Either way, the precedent is the aim of the game, and stop making me say the word, I don't even think I'm saying it right. Precedent is what should concern everyone much more than the details of the case.
Alright, Monkey Column. Kamala Harris becomes gun control Khazar after repeated failures as border voting rights. Khazar, I don't know. President Joe Biden announced on Thursday that Vice President Kamala Harris will lead the new Federal Office of Gun Violence Prevention after she produced questionable results on the border and with the voting rights legislation.
Yep. Democratic Mayor of Dallas. American cities need Republicans, and I'm becoming one. Too often, local tax dollars are spent on policies that exacerbate homelessness, call criminals, and make it harder for ordinary people to make a living, writes Johnson.
France's plan to grant amnesty to hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants could make Italy's ongoing crisis far worse. The migrants who land on the beaches of the Italian island of Lampedusa in unprecedented numbers do not spend thousands of euros and risk their lives on small boats without good reason. They are convinced that once they make it to mainland Europe, and the Italian government takes care of their transport from an island too tiny for so many people, they are then sure that they can stay forever, especially if they can reach France.
Okay. Fury has 0 children at 13 Baltimore State school passes math exam. Its parent groups call on leaders to step down. A slate of the Baltimore schools have sparked outrage after 0 students passed the state math exam, with almost 75% testing at the lowest possible score.
Yeesh.
That's bad.
Okay, we're gonna call them. The details of Bob Menendez's alleged bribery scheme are outright cartoonish. Democratic New Jersey Senator Robert Menendez was indicted Friday on federal corruption charges, bringing to light sensational new allegations against the lawmaker, as detailed in court documents reviewed by the Daily Caller News Foundation.
Why is Mexico standing up to bigger neighborhoods, U.S., Canada on corn? Mexico has drawn a line in the sand with the United States when it comes to genetically modified corn, barring its use and import for human consumption, and gradually phasing out for livestock feeder industrial uses.
U.S. project to split Syria up is entering a new phase in Swadia. In late August, Ben Klein of Virginia, French Hill of Arkansas, and Scott Fitzgerald of Wisconsin, all Republicans in the U.S. House of Representatives, entered Syria from Turkey illegally without any visa via the Bab al-Salam crossing north of Aleppo under the control of al-Qaeda-linked terrorists. They met with Syrian opposition members living in terrorist control areas. The This is the last one.
Pakistan backs Canada at UN. India has killed humanity on Canadian soil. Kakar, backing Canada's claims against India, said the Hadisika? How do you say that?
I'm not sure.
Separatist
I suppose.
leader was innocent and a martyr. Do you know what that word means?
Martyr?
Martyr.
I can't remember the actual definition, but I have heard it
Okay.
a few times before.
Kacker added the murder of Niyar. I don't know. Is it like the H or is it a J?
I don't know, man. It doesn't
Anyway.
matter much.
An innocent person was a major crime. India as a state has killed humanity on Canadian soil, which cannot be condemned enough, the publication reported.
Alright, that is all. Thank you for listening to Mia.
And Maya with the Fullness Central homepage. Do all the good things.
Come back Monday for more segregated news.